Hey everybody. Firstly, my apologies for the crappy microphone. I had this pretty nice Rode shotgun microphone, and I lost it on a recent bike stream that I did when I went over a bump. I got another one and it was broken, so I'm getting another one tomorrow. But one thing I wanted to show you all now was just how empty the city is. For those of you who don't have the opportunity to visit New York City or are not going to see it in your lifetime. So this is 8th Avenue right here. 8th Avenue and 28th Street. We're 6 blocks away from Penn Station, about 5 blocks from Madison Square Garden. This is one of the busiest tourist sections and hubs, not just for tourists that are going and see Madison Square Garden and all that, but also for people who want to travel here. And like right now, for example, like usually if you're jaywalking, you should look both ways before you cross the street. You know, there's kind of two classes of jaywalkers in New York. There's the people that just literally just go and don't care if they're about to get hit by something. I try to look both ways before I cross, if I'm gonna do that. But this is not something you'd ever be able to do here. Just the fact that I can even look both ways and there's no traffic before crossing, it's insane. There's no traffic. Even at nighttime, there's usually, you know, bumper to bumper traffic here. There's cars everywhere and there's nothing. It's completely empty. So Penn Station is where you can arrive anywhere from Philadelphia, Baltimore, upstate. From Maine, like this takes you just about anywhere in the United States right here. So, and there's nothing. It's completely empty. Madison Square Garden, totally empty. Like right here, see how the light just turned red? There's no traffic. There's no usually the moment that light turns red, there's a bunch of people that start crossing the street, even late at night, and there's nothing here. So next up, I wanted to show you all Times Square so you can get an idea what that looks like right now. Times Square is usually completely packed. There's construction to my left and there's no cars to my right. So I'm just gonna be a New Yorker to that traffic light. People who are not in New York City really would not understand this. I remember dating this girl from Kansas, and she looked both ways. I looked both ways and there was no traffic for like a quarter mile in each direction. And you know, there's no pollution there, so you can actually see a quarter mile in each direction. And she said, "Wait, it's a red light." And I said, "Yeah, but there's no cars." He goes, "But there's a red light." And I said, "Yeah, but there's like no cars for a quarter mile in each direction." Like outside New York, traffic lights actually mean something. But anyway, this is the New Yorker Hotel to the left. The TikTok diner is there. My friend Jake and I used to eat there every time we had some interesting news about our business. If we had slept at work or worked all overnight, we used to go there the next day since they were the only place open at like 4 in the morning where you could sit down, have a proper conversation. Robust. There's going to be the New York Times building. I'll show you when that comes up. Okay, here we go. So this here is the New York Times building. There's that quality kitchen on the side. This is usually empty because it's late. I wouldn't expect there to be nobody there. But alright, coming up on Times Square here. Next block is going to be 42nd Street. And this is totally empty. Look at that. It's not even no traffic for one block. It's no traffic all the way down. This shit is as empty as Kansas. So usually that street over here, this is Port Authority bus terminal, is bristling with people that have no idea where they're going, and they're all bumping into each other. And I only see 3 people there, and one other guy that looks like he's getting ready to go home. Lights are changing. All right, light just changed. This person in front of me doesn't believe in red lights either. See, I look both ways though. You gotta give me credit for that. Those dudes are just brave. I'm not screwing with them. If you see something coming your way at 20 miles an hour and your first thought is, yeah, I'm just gonna walk into that, now you're probably made of metal or something. Screw that. This is totally empty. There's nobody here. Those gift shops that sell you A1181 MacBooks for $900 are closed too. And cameras advertising 3 megapixel like it's something new. All those camera gift shops in New York City and Midtown are a total fucking scam. You know those ones where like it's the year 2012 and you'll see an A1181 in the window for $9.99, like that shit. I don't know how the fuck they stay in business. They fool enough people probably. They're better salesmen than I am. That's for sure. All right, so here we're coming up on Times Square. This is where people pay top dollar to vacation to so that they can get advertised to. Why is beyond me. This is like one giant magazine ad right here. I don't see the appeal of it at all. But as you can see, this is the middle of Times Square and there were no people. Like, I'm riding the wrong way down the street and I can do this confidently because there's nobody here. Like, I'm riding in a circle in the middle of Times Square. There would usually be 40 cars here. And there'd be so many people jam-packed. If you ever see a video of Times Square, that you're completely unable to like walk. And there's nothing here. This is like a ghost town. This is like a horror movie. It's freaking crazy. I think my accountant's office is a few blocks from here. Look at this. Nothing. Restaurant, closed. Gift shop, closed. Okay, there's a few cars going down 7th Avenue. I'll go down 7th Avenue. I'm gonna head over to where all the more ritzy, fancy, schmancy companies are. Around 6th Avenue and 49th and 48th Street. You know, like the UBS's of the world, the investment people. The people that like have the money to hire a separate staff for moving and fixing things so that they move to a new store. Their furniture set up in less than a month, that kind of thing. There's all these bars, there's nobody. Open. I'm being a delivery driver. I hate doing this, but there's nobody on the street, so I kind of can. Look at this. It's a bar. This bar is always full, filled with tourists. Nobody there, completely empty. That one across the street, also empty. You have Wall Street and the financial district, but then a lot of these large multinational companies like UBS are up ahead. And I'll show you it. With the zoom eye, I don't know if you're gonna see it, but like right up there, see that building? See the red logo? That's UBS up there. All those financial companies, people that could afford to have whole buildings dedicated to them, that kind of thing, a lot of them are here. And the street has a bus and 2 cars, one of which is an out-of-town license plate. Radio City is to the right, and it's totally dead. Nothing there. signal. Alright. Let's go to East Midtown. This is some fancy place, the Warwick. Nobody there. 24-hour parking garage. Nothing. Nobody coming out. Let's check out by the old store. The East Village is where a lot of people go to get drunk. And the Lower East Side, that's like, you know, kids partying at night, stuff like that. This here is Fifth Avenue. This is where companies like Microsoft and Prada can have a store and still not make a profit because the rent is so high. Even Barney's went out of business in this area. Barney's went bankrupt, if you can believe that. Versace is to my left, all those companies. So this is essentially an area where nobody can afford it. When I mean no one, I mean literally no one. Like these stores have, you know, those are the brand ambassador locations so that they can look. Those stores are there to look fancy schmancy and attract customers just so that they can have a presence. But none of the people here are making any money. It's the same thing in Soho. You have these, it's essentially understood that the stores here are rented by companies that know they're gonna lose money. They just want to have a presence in this area. All right, there's no cars, so I can go. Good old-fashioned New York way. Never go through a red light. You stop at the red light, you look left, you look right, you look left again, and then you go. See, he's just going through the red light. Like that's bravery. More bravery than I have. You look left, you look right, and then you go. That's it. And as you can, the road is completely empty. It's a ghost town. All right, the light just turned green. Time it. How fast am I going? 46th Street. 45th Street. Third. 42nd. Oh, my nuts. This is 23rd Street and 5th Avenue. This is actually 5th Avenue is to my right, I'm sorry. This is Broadway over here. And this is the Flatiron Building. So this is one of the first buildings that was made in New York that was this tall, because they made it like some sort of triangle thingy. I don't know, you gotta ask a real architect. Not the bullshit architect I hired that I'm suing, but like a real one, how they made it, and you'll get an idea. It's a really cool building. This area is usually a hot spot for people to be walking around late at night after. There's a park across the street over here, and as you can see, it's completely empty. Behind me, there's nobody. In front of me, there's one person crossing the street. It actually smells like pancakes. I hope Corona doesn't smell like pancakes. Alright. This guy where... See? Like, that's the kind of jaywalking I don't do. Where like the light is red for me and I just keep on going while somebody's trying to go. That's kind of dickish. But he's got a mask on. He probably already has Corona, so he should be nicer, more understanding. All right, so we're down to 20th Street. Right turn signal. All right, up ahead we got Union Square. It's where a lot of college kids hang out. Somebody with a much nicer camera than mine over there. I'm not jealous, I'm not salty. Who am I kidding? Yes, I am. Let's take a look at what the park looks like. So usually I would not be riding on the sidewalk because there's too many people here to ride on the sidewalk. But as you can see, it's completely empty. There's nobody here. Like if you go through the park, this park usually has tons of people, and there's nobody here. It's completely empty. It's ridiculous. Look at this. Nobody. There's not a single person. What's really interesting is that this area is the height of police presence and lots of people. Yet, even back when I first opened my store around here in 2012, it was very easy to buy weed in this park. Okay, we got 3 people over here, but they look like they work for the park. Hey. I can't believe it. This is the entirety of it, and there's nobody here. It's completely empty. Look at this. Oh, my balls felt that. There's nobody here. All right, let's go down to the East Village. So we're getting there. This is 14th and Broadway. Light's gonna change in a second. That used to be a record store over there, and now it is a bank. That's a story for most of the city. That was where I had my first date with this very interesting girl, Elena, at the place called Cosi, 8 years ago. Right when I was opening my own store, now it's a Santander bank. It was a very interesting date because I had just gotten through with this relationship with someone who really seemed to have no appreciation at all for my time or anything. And I wind up showing up at this date and I'm something like 20 minutes late, 30 minutes late, covered in sheetrock dust, the drywall panes, all sorts of nasty shit. And I said, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And she has this huge smile on her face. And I'm wondering, what are you smiling about, Elena? And she says, you're trying to build a new store and a new company for yourself and your employees. You want to do something and change the world. And you took time out of your day to come here and see me. Thank you. And she got up and gave me this huge hug. Small things like that you never forget. Anyway, this is where my old store used to be. That guy should definitely look before he crosses, but This is the East Village. That fucking dump across the street. You see that place where it says Top Beauty Spa? That piece of shit that looks like a closet? They wanted fucking $10,000 for that shithole. That was one of the first places that I looked at when they had a for rent sign. Greedy bastard. And what do you know? It's still for lease. Look at that. Just freaking dumb. Yeah, still for lease. Still got the sign up. Look at that. I think the ADA bathroom in the store is bigger than that place. My old block right here. There's only one person on the whole block. This is my old store. Ross and Repair right here. I still have keys in my pocket to this place. Kind of miss my old dump. We got a lot of memories that we created here. Totally empty. There's one guy in the Atomic Wings next door, but that's actually one of the workers. No customers. This is First Avenue. This is where I got all the walk-in traffic. If any of you have ever visited my store in person, you've realized that there's always like 3 or 4 people there. And here, like, because there's a lot of walk-by traffic, and here there's nobody. It's like the East Village is closed. Just closed. Let's take it to the Lower East Side. Obviously there's no traffic here since there's nobody here, so we go. Yoink. Alright, it's starting to rain. Beautiful. Yeah. So all these bars and restaurants are gone. The street is totally empty. There's usually a bunch of underage kids getting wasted here by bars that don't card you, and they're all gone. There's also a lot of colleges in this area. I know NYU owns a good amount of the East Village. Like a lot of the East Village is NYU. I think they all left. No one home. So this is kind of a college area, you know. Once all those college students are gone, you kind of lose the business. This is just absolutely crazy. Okay, we got nobody there, nobody here, and we go. Next up is Lower East Side, and after that I'm gonna turn this off since I doubt my GoPro is waterproof after all the shit I put it through, and I don't want to lose the whole video. Okay. Yeah. Nobody here. It's totally empty. Lower East Side is also a ghost town. So that's about it. I'm gonna hop on the bridge and go home now. We'll see how this all turns out. Everybody stay safe. Wash your hands, wash your face. Social distancing. Clean your surfaces. Be hygienic, and I really hope the best for all of you. I'll see you in the next one. As always, I hope you learned something.